never stop me now. I am Godson, ascending growth. Limits enlightened, I've been shown. You won't stop me, I am flow.
I love when I try and do videos and I over exaggerate sometimes, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it this way, but it never happens that way. But anyways, I'm Faefae Mae, that ancient artist. And for one, I just want to thank whoever is tuning in, watching this video, because like it just means a lot, especially if you've been watching my videos for a while. So I've been on YouTube, I've been on Instagram, I've done TikToks, and it's a lot, right? It's a lot as an individual trying to create content, whether it's weekly, daily, monthly, along with, you know, have their own personal life in general, right? And I say that because I'm one of those persons that I don't necessarily like making these types of videos every day. I know I can talk, I know I can rant, and sometimes I go way off topic, which I'm not necessarily doing right now. But I just want to thank those who continuously tune into my videos, continuously watch me, even if I'm only posting every so often or sporadically, because that's kind of what I've just learned about myself. Is it's like I'm not gonna post a video every Tuesday, and even if I try to do that, it doesn't always happen. Because maybe that Tuesday is just like I don't really have anything to talk about or post. But in general, I've been very busy. I actually attend college right now, if you didn't know, if you're new to turning into these videos. But I do a lot of different content. So I'm an artist in general. I create music. I write my own original music, but I'm also currently, I just started school this last year in September, October technically, going to school for digital music and creative entrepreneurship. So it's definitely been crazy for me, and I love it. It's a good crazy. When I say crazy, it's a very, very good crazy. But in general, I'm an artist. I create content through a lot of different unique ways, I feel. But music is my main niche. I've been writing and singing since I was a kid, and I love it. And right now, I'm actually in a class where I'm learning how to record my own stuff. So it's super beneficial for me, because I've always gone to studios, had people record my stuff, but I never knew the terminology of, you know, the behind the scenes of recording, of mixing and mastering, of, you know, making tracks, all that kind of stuff. Now, I did grow up on GarageBand, okay? I am a 90s baby, by the way. So I did grow up on GarageBand, and I love GarageBand, but for some reason, it just doesn't want to be on my computer. So I'm learning a new software called SoundBridge right now, and I wanted to record this video just to talk about the process, record some stuff while I'm on this video, along with just share some wisdom and shit, because that's what basically my channel is. It's really just sharing my life's journey, my experiences of what I go through, you know, speaking about just my life in general. And that's why it's kind of random and sporadically, because sometimes there's so much to talk about and sometimes there's not. Sometimes I'm just like basically boring. And I say that not in a bad way. I love those moments in my life where I'm basically boring, because that's more of a reflection time for me to ask myself, why is my life basically boring right now? Should I go figure out another way to not be boring? But I think being boring is good sometimes, because you don't have a lot going on. Like right now, I have a lot going on and it's crazy. So my life is definitely not boring. I'm in 5 classes. I'm learning so much through this college, university, and it's amazing. But it's very hectic and crazy and wild and a lot. Because, you know, I also have my personal life. So there's just a lot of different things going on in my life right now. And it's a process. It's a process. It's overwhelming, but it's also exciting because I manifested a lot of this shit. I mean, I manifested all of this shit. I manifested the fact that I could learn how to record my own shit. I've manifested, you know, so many things. And I'm just grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for y'all to be here. So that's kind of like the point of thanking my viewers, thanking the people that continuing to tune in to watch my hecticness, my crazy life. I really should just, you know, have a TV show. I mean, I feel like YouTube is the closest thing to a TV show. I just need to be more consistent or hire people to film my not every move. But basically, let's get into it. I'm actually recording one of my songs that I wrote. I want to say I wrote it, yeah, in 2022. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute, but I'm finally learning how to record my shit. And that's the other thing about manifestation. Sometimes when you manifest certain things, it comes in ways that you don't necessarily expect, right? And that's like how I believe the universe, God, source, divine works. It's a beautiful thing, but it's weird too. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I see you, but it's so cool because at the same time, it's like manifestations may take years to come in, you know. It's like a soulmate, or it's like, you know, building a business, a multi-million business, dollar business, whatever. It's not going to happen overnight, right? You go through certain life cycles to understand that life cycle, but to help you get to the next life cycle. You know, if you believe in past lives like myself, certain things happen for a reason. You know, we come into this lifetime to understand certain things about ourselves, but the world around us. And within that world that we live in, there's so much reflection with it. There's so much growth. There's so much like mystery and weirdness and just craziness in general. But if we take the time to allow ourselves to really tune in, tap in, whatever terminology we want to use, it helps us gain some more insight, some more wisdom and shit to better ourselves in general, to see how the processes connects, how the cycles connect, right? So it's a pretty powerful thing. And so now I'm here about to, you know, re-record another vocal track to amplify my other vocals. So I'll just play what I'm recording right now. The song's called The Unknown. Reflecting back on my life, all these situations, every day, every night, so many contemplations. Was I wrong? Was I right? Did I make correct decisions? Should I even get on this flight? Will it make a difference? So that's a little bit of my song, The Unknown, that I'm actually learning how to record in my college class called Recording Techniques. So it's mind-blowing because, like, you know, some people, this may come easy to. Some people, they may, you know, just watch a YouTube video and learn it like that. I wasn't that person. I tried that. I even within going to studios, I try to learn the behind the scenes and understand. But I think a lot of that, going through that process, it led me to this, right? It led me to being able to sit in a class, and even sitting in the class, I'm not necessarily learning a lot of stuff or integrating it, right? I'm learning a lot of stuff, but I'm not necessarily understanding it all. But I'm going through the process. I'm grateful that I'm in this class. I'm grateful that I have an amazing professor that is teaching me this stuff and working with my interesting mind, and allowing myself to, you know, just enjoy the journey, enjoy the fact that I'm here and I can take the time to understand it and continue to understand it and not have any excuses in a way. But what I want to do while I'm on this video is just record a third vocal. So what I'm doing, I'm using SoundBridge software, And I just inputted a third vocal track, so I'm about to. My mic's on. I've been learning how to use my mic too. Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna record some of my song right now. Are you ready? Better be. Let's go. Reflecting back on my life, all these situations, every day, every night, so many contemplations. Was I wrong? Was I right? Did I make correct decisions? Should I even get on this flight? Will it make a difference? These opportunities in sight, do I have enough provisions? I'm scared to death in my mind, I'm seeing all these visions. God, please come to my God, lead me through all these prisons. Yes, I made many mistakes, so I choose only forgiveness. Okay. Now let's play it back and see how it sounds. Because this is the first time using this mic. I've been using this mic for the other vocals, but okay. So there's something going on where my vocals are way too loud. And this is where I'm learning the lovely what's it called? Terminology to understand. Okay, I think I got it. Let's try. I might have to re-record it. Reflecting back on my life, all these situations, every day, every night, so many contemplations. Was I wrong? Was I right? Did I make correct decisions? Should I even get on this flight? Will it make a difference? Yeah, so it's really choppy. I don't know the correct terminology, but it's really choppy right now. And at the end of the day, I know what I need to do. I need to either, well, one, I think I need to re-record it. That's what I think. But two, I know there's probably some way where I can I want to say condense it, but I'm looking at my SoundBridge right now, and there's like where you can, the thing with SoundBridge is it's not a typical software you would use, I guess, is what I'm learning. But I pay for it, so it's like, why not use it while I'm paying for it, right? But there's Logic, there's Reaper, there's all these other softwares that you can use that I've learned about. But I never knew how to use them. GarageBand was the only one that I knew how to use. And that's where I felt comfortable. So my goal, right? I have a goal in mind, is to, one, use SoundBridge, learn the software, understand it to where I can critique my vocals, my music, to be able to release my own shit. But eventually get a software program like Logic or Reaper that I've been told is better, is recommended, especially if I am familiar with GarageBand. I think it's Logic. But there's so many out there to get and start using, because I know I've worked with Ableton as well too. That was the other one, and I really like the Ableton, so I might look into that. But that's a goal of mine, is to get Logic, Ableton, and learn that process to where it's like, okay, I can record all my stuff at home now, and I can release my own music, and I'm not having to just like, because my thing was, my song would be done, I would have the beats, I would buy the beats, and I would just have to go to a studio record. Now, I don't mind doing that. I love going to studios and recording. My thing is the process of it. I'm also one of those, like a perfectionist. I like my stuff to sound good. I like to take my time on it. There's a process, right? I have a process of how I do things, but not everybody aligns with that process, and that's totally fine. So not ever going to every studio works. Not, even financially. I've had my journeys here on life where I wasn't always financially secure. I was looking to be able to at least just record real quick, pay like $50, $100 type shit to where I could get my stuff recorded. But I've learned from that, that's not always the best thing to do. Sometimes it's like really learning your own craft well enough to where you don't have to output so much money to where you're, not necessarily wasting it, but some people look at it as wasting your money, right? You're throwing money around and you're not really doing, it's not really benefiting you. And that's a lot of the stuff that I experienced, was I was throwing a lot of money around in general in these places that weren't necessarily helping, quote unquote. And I say that quote unquote because I had to reflect on that, right? So it helps me in a way to reflect on, okay, I don't want to continue to spend this money on a studio session that is not allowing me to process things the way I want to process. So how can I do this better? How can I make my music better? How can I save money and redirect myself and not feel overwhelmed with all of it? And it led me to this, right? So it's like, it helps me in a way, but it wasn't necessarily helping me financially, right? So it's that kind of thing where you can look at the different perceptions within all that. It's like, was it helping me? Yes. Was it also not helping me? Yes. And that's how my brain works. And I love it. I love it so much because it didn't always work that way. I didn't always understand it, but I've learned so much from it, and it helps me in a way communicate my needs better, but I just help me become more aware of myself and how I process things and why I want to go back to school and finding the right school, and just doing things in a more unique way, so it's that kind of thing that I've learned within the getting to this point in my life, and I'm so grateful for it. I could say that over and over again, and it just be more meaningful. Like, I'm just so fucking grateful, y'all. Besides that, don't mind me. I'm a weirdo and I love it. So I just wanted to record this video just to show you what I'm doing. The process of my life right now is I'm enjoying life. I'm living my best life, right? I'm learning how to record my own shit. I'm also in a bunch of other classes and learning about, more budgeting, investing, and personal finance. And I've always been intrigued with these things, right? And learning how to understand this world that we live in, because we live in a crazy ass world, especially nowadays, but there's so much benefit to it, and we can focus so much on the negative, because that's what I tend to do, is focus on a lot of negative things. I try to be positive, but we can be so positive where it becomes like toxic positivity. I think that's how you say it. I don't know, but it becomes to the point where you're not really positive, even though you're trying to be positive, right? You're more so like, you're still feeling these certain emotions within yourself. You're still seeing or attracted to these negative things. And negative things are still happening, but you're still trying to be positive. And I get that. Yeah, at the same time, it's like, we live in a very complex world. And I know I'm a complex person in general, and I love it because that complexity has layers to it. It helps you understand so many different things, so many different worlds, so many different perceptions, so many different people. And it helps you be able to communicate in a way that works for those people. And I think that's where people can tend to get confused with certain individuals, with certain lifestyles and certain beliefs in general. It's like, okay, well, yeah, the world's complex and this is what works for me. Yet at the end of the day, what is so wrong with that, right? What is so interesting about that? There's so many things. There's so many things that connect to this and this and that and this and that. Now I'm going off on a rant. So let me chill for a second. But the point I'm trying to make is, we live in a complex world, but we can dissect that complex world to allow it to work in our favor, right? Whether that's based on your belief system, whether that's based on just something that you're going through currently, right? And I've been connected to a lot of different complex worlds in general, or a lot of different areas that can make things very complex. And so it's a beautiful thing to experience, because it helps you understand yourself better and the world better, and allows you to be very adaptable. And I believe, you know, within my journey thus far, I've become very adaptable within life. And I love it because now I'm at a point in my life where I'm not just a singer, songwriter, okay? I'm also learning how to, you know, record. I'm, what do they call it? A producer. I'm becoming a producer, even though technically being a singer-songwriter is a producer. You're producing your own work, right? But I'm actually able to produce it all. I'm building this empire, right? I'm creating, I'm continuing to create, I'm continuing to learn, I'm continuing to grow, invest, and just educate myself. And it's an amazing thing. Now I'm very spiritual. I'm not religious, but I go to a religious university. And that's where it can be a little complex, where it's like, okay, I don't believe in everything you guys believe, but I'm definitely learning something. I'm adapting. I'm, you know, learning the language in a sense to where it's a beautiful thing, because at the end of the day, we all have a mission, right? We all have a purpose in our life, and that purpose can be aided towards unconditional love, helping people, impacting people in a way to become a better version of themselves, to grow, to change, to see different perspectives. Or, you know, we can all come together and do the opposite and focus on the negative and focus on, well, what's not working, and just focusing on, you know, more weird shit, bad weird shit, you know, just shit that's not truly aligned, right? Not truly aligned, not truly divine, okay? But really the point is to allow yourself grace. Allow yourself to look at everything you're doing right now, everything that you're a part of within this world, within your community. And one, you know that gratitude is like the biggest thing, but understanding that there's always room for growth. There's always room to adapt, no matter what your views are on life. Even if it's just super negative, you can change that. You all have a choice. We all have a choice. You know, every day is a new day, a new beginning, and it's beautiful. And sometimes it's just walking into the unknown, not knowing what the fuck is going on. That's basically what this song is about that I'm recording right now. It speaks on a lot of stuff from my past, on, you know, my journey when I was a 19-year-old. I was getting on a plane and I was terrified. It was my first time getting on a plane by myself. I was going into this program called Job Corps, and I was basically trying to change my life for the better, right? I was trying to figure it out, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I had people that were placed in my life that allowed me, that helps me get to a certain point, right? And then there's more people that come into your life that help you get to a certain point. And you may not realize it at the time, but eventually over time, especially if you stop and tune in and reflect and go through a spiritual awakening like I have, you start to recognize that, you know, everything happens for a reason. People come into your life for a reason. People aid in it. And it's a beautiful thing, because as long as you understand that, you can become more aware and guided within yourself to where it's like, oh, like even through the negative, even through the chaos, you're understanding, oh, this is happening for a reason. Like I'm going through this, you know, to grow, to change, to transform, right? But besides all that, let me stop talking because I don't want this video to be too long. I love preaching. But I'm not going to become a pastor. That's why I write bars for days. So yeah, so it's a beautiful thing. And I'm just super grateful for, you know, this platform. I'm grateful for those that tune in. I'm grateful for you. If you ever, you know, want to connect on other platforms, I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm probably more on Instagram than anything. So go check me out, follow, subscribe, like, share, comment. You know, and enjoy the journey, right? You know, if you learn something, you learn something. If you don't, you don't. I believe we're always learning something. And that's the cool thing about wisdom and shit. You never know what you're gonna get.
I'm the dream catcher, catching all my dreams. I'm the spell caster, witch doctor on the scene. Curse breaker, just show 'em what I really mean. Bartender mixing drinks, new remedies. People stopping me, asking me